Emma, I love to slow cook food and I think everyone's getting to know that. And today I'm working with one of my favourite secondary cuts,
Yes!
the brisket.
Delicious.
I'm going to cook it with some barley. So to get started, Emma, can you start the pan heating up for me? I've got a big cast iron pan here. It's going to go into the oven.
Yep.
One pot wonder. Love that with slow cooks. Really easy,
Beautiful.
really simple. So as I was saying,
Big bit of brisket.
a beautiful, it is, exactly, beef brisket.
Long strands, long muscle fibres. So
Yeah, lots of intramuscular fat, lots of subcutaneous fat, which is the fat that's underneath the skin but on top of the muscle.
Yep.
It's great for slow cooking and braising.
I see you've got some barley there. I can just imagine what you're going to do
Yeah,
with it. It's
so
gonna be great.
if you want to, I am going to leave it, absolutely, because that's all beautiful.
That's not much
You
fun
could take,
anyway.
I tell you what you could do,
Take off that sinewy bit.
take some of this silver skin off.
Yeah. Yeah, still chuck it in for flavour.
Absolutely. So use this still in the cooking
Yeah.
process, throw it in. So get some oil into the pan,
Excellent.
just to start the process.
I want to get some...
This is like, you know,
Some tongs.
essentially like
Ready.
adding bones and stuff
Yeah,
to the stock. It's just
absolutely.
extra flavour. Don't get rid of it, throw it in,
Yeah.
but it's not going to be any good for eating because of the silver skin. Just oil this up a bit. I'm going to season it with salt. In this cooking process, I season twice. Once at the start, quite heavily, and then once at the end. And if you use,
Finishing off?
yeah, you know, because through the cooking process, you got things like stock, you got onions and garlic, which add big, deep flavours to it after cooking for hours.
Yeah.
So you don't want to over season it, which can happen quite easily. So as you can see, I've put a good, 2 teaspoons of salt on that?
Yeah. Beautiful.
Not too many people get excited by a big cut of meat, but that is beautiful.
A thing of beauty.
Into the hot cast iron pan, brown that off for a good 10 minutes until it's nice and caramelised.
Yeah, delicious.
And I'm going to add the rest of the ingredients and get it into the oven. Now, Emma, I've got some beautiful caramelisation on that. Can you
Looks
turn it around?
amazing. Yeah, sure.
We'll actually get it off the pan.
I love how much it's contracted too. Like
Yeah.
before it was filling the pan and now it's contracted up.
Well, what's a mussel? It's about
Oh.
80% water, isn't it?
Yeah, something like that.
So you would have noticed I am going to cook this for about 5 hours and I have
Yum.
only got like 2 cups of stock.
Yeah, so not
That's
much.
because so much water is going to release out the muscle back into it. That's why I haven't started.
Beautiful.
Makes sense now, doesn't
Makes
it?
sense, yes.
Got 2 cups of barley here
Yep.
and I'm going to just turn this down a touch and just straight into all the fats off the brisket.
Like a risotto.
Exactly like a risotto. And so while that's happening, I've got 1 onion, going to just roughly chop it, get it in there to add flavour.
I love barley. It really reminds me of when I was little. I used to boil barley for my horse in winter. They love it.
My sister and I, we used to sneak into the grain shed, steal pieces of corn and dip them in molasses.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
One time, when we were little, we had a molasses fight. We're in the feed shed, throwing molasses around, and Dad comes in, "What are you kids doing?" Like, nothing. It's like covered in molasses.
So I've got 1 roughly chopped onion, as you can see,
Beautiful.
just straight in. Over 5 hours of cooking, that's just going to turn into nothing.
Nothing. Delicious.
I'm going to put a good slug of garlic in because the long...
It's like a garlic. Oh, that onion's really oniony today.
Is it?
Yeah, it is. Sometimes
So do you
onions
know?
don't affect me at all.
Do you
Other
know
times,
that when you're cooking a risotto,
yeah.
when you should deglaze the pan?
No.
When you just can't touch it. See, that's just warm at the moment.
Okay.
So
Yep.
at a point when you should deglaze the pan
Really?
with risotto.
Even though it's quite dry now.
Yeah.
You're right.
So you keep heating
going.
it.
Just dying from the onion. Other times I can just carve an onion. I'm like a superhero, like nothing. But then today I'm like oniony. Anyway, it's all good.
Here I thought you were just getting so emotional about this beautiful
goodness.
braised brisket.
Oh, the memories of the boiled barley. It's incredible.
Eating corn and molasses.
Oh, corn and molasses.
How are we going there? It's there?
Still like, you know, okay.
So
It's not too hot.
what have I got? 2 cloves of garlic in at the moment, 3 cloves. And as you see, I'm just pushing them, not chopping them up because that's going to break down as well through the cooking process.
Beautiful.
When you cook something for so long, there's some shortcuts that you can take. 5 hours of cooking a vegetable, it's definitely going to have time to infuse its flavour. No chopping, No, what's the little garlic crushers? No need. Whole garlics. Another secret ingredient, which I think is an underutilised herb.
Ah, what have we got?
Fresh marjoram.
Ooh, I grow fresh marjoram in my garden, but I'm never quite sure what to do with it. Could I like marjoram, oregano, rosemary, thyme, parsley?
I don't know where
you... the bouquet garni, but I never it always just kind of hangs out. And now my dog sits on it, so I
was
don't use it
wondering
at all.
where you're going there.
Right.
So how are we looking? Yeah, great.
Pretty good. I really want to get that stock in because I can see I'm getting a bit of colour. I'm a bit worried. Yeah, see, that's... Whoa.
Nice bubble.
Whoa, it's quite hot.
I've just segmented a whole lemon. I love when Emma cooks on the stove. It's always I'm throwing everything in.
Have a little dance.
You always do a lot daintier dishes, so I never get spattered or steamed out.
No, well, you just wait.
Lemon and marjoram are a great combination together.
So chuck it just all in.
Yeah, just in like that.
Beautiful.
That's going to melt down. At the end, as you'd put in rosemary or thyme, just pull out the stalks if you want to.
Oh, yeah.
If you want to.
I'm a full believer of chucking in there. And
So there's
the
about
stalks out later.
4 to 5 sprigs of fresh marjoram. Now we're just going to sit that brisket back on top.
Just nestle it in.
The other cooking little flavour enhancer. And this as well. This is just
Oh, yeah.
beef stock.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Get that in.
Yeah, all done.
Beautiful.
I'm just going to alfoil it. I'm not going to bother with the baking paper.
It's your choice. It's your
My
rodeo.
choice. It
It's
is
your
my rodeo.
Sometimes you put baking paper underneath, you worry things are going to stick, but I don't think this guy's going to stick.
No, with that barley, it's going to absorb all the stock and juices. It's going to cook slowly. It's just going to fall apart. This is a complete dish. You don't need to serve it with anything else. Maybe some beans.
Broccoli, bit of cauliflower mash would be probably really nice.
It wouldn't be a home roast if
Spuds.
your mum or grandma didn't overcook Brussels sprouts or broccoli or cabbage.
Yeah.
So we'll just get this into the oven, 160 for
All
about
right.
5 hours. Emma, we've had a good break, had a look around the markets.
Oh, I've had a great day.
But it's time for my brisket.
I'm excited about this. This has been in the oven for about 5 hours.
As you'll notice, I've taken the alfoil off for the final hour. Just get a nice
Amazing.
burnish on top of that brisket. So you can just serve it as it is, which I'm going to do. But if you wanted, you could take the
good.
brisket out, fluff up all the barley.
I love all the caramelly, like it's all this chewy, beautiful barley.
You want that?
It looks amazing.
I'll just get rid of this bit of silver skin that I put in at the start. How good is that flavour? Just from the barley really stands up to cooking for long periods of time. That is my go-to Sunday roast. Start it in the morning, forget about it, pull it out for a perfectly cooked dinner and enjoy it like Emma is.